Hello and welcome to We Will Manage, the podcast exploring the weird and wonderful world of work. We are two young professionals figuring out our careers one conversation at a time. Today we're talking about night and morning routines for better rest.
So stick around to hear what we do in bed, how breakfast at 10 p.m. is the secret, and my book recommendations.
The topic of today is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Appropriate, because I'm feeling very tired. And we're going to talk a little bit more about sleep. Like, the topic is basically how to get a better night's sleep. But I wanted to start off having a look at what our current, so yours and mine, bedtime and morning schedules were. Because I thought that was really interesting. So would you like to give us a little insight into let's start with bedtime.
Bedtime.
Nighttime routine.
During the week, it's quite the same. Normally in bed around 9:30, 10, and then we do normally, me and my partner, watch something, an episode of something of whatever we're watching at the time. And then I like to read a little bit just before going to bed. So I maybe get to sleep at like latest 11, but normally like around 10:30-ish.
Mm-hmm. And that's your bedtime routine. Do you have any rules around devices or?
My phone goes on either night mode or airplane mode, sleep mode, or airplane mode to not get any messages and stuff. Mm-hmm. If I had a better way of doing it, I wouldn't have my phone in the bedroom at all because I don't use it. I don't like to, but I really, really like a sleepy podcast sometimes. And that's on my Spotify. When we watch something on the iPad, then sometimes I can, if we're doing that, then I can put it on from the iPad. Because I don't like to look at my phone, and I don't want to look at my phone. Like, it's not something that I struggle to do. I struggle to I struggle to look at it if I need to do anything. I set it aside and I forget about it. I very often leave my phone charging actually as well during the night. So I don't, apart from that, not really. I've got my little lamp that has a timer, as in you can set it to sunset and sunrise. So you can press sunset and then it goes going down, which I really like. Which we normally do just before. So like if I finish reading and then I don't know, my partner's getting up to the toilet, I'm getting up to brush my teeth, like whatever. Then I've already done it, so it starts to slowly, and then it's the same with the alarm. It starts to light up half an hour before, and then the little noises don't start until the time, but very often I'll wake up like five minutes or so before the actual noises start because I've woken up with the light, which I really like.
That's so cool. And it's actually something we're going to talk about a bit later, but it's something that I would really like to get, I think, especially for the wake up. But I like the idea of the sundown as well. Yeah,
it just feels a lot less harsh, as in and it's light off and you're just lying there. I got it when I was in my apartment in Malaga, that I was in a very lovely apartment, but it was a semi-basement. So all the windows were at the front and the bedroom was at the back. So the bedroom was completely it was great if you wanted to sleep in. If you had the door open, light would come in through the living room, but it was dark. So I got it there because I just felt I don't know, it was just feeling a bit, especially in winter months. Yeah. And I love it. I love it. I've used it since, even if I've been in, at home where I've got huge windows and stuff. I think it's great. Really recommend.
Maybe I'll ask for that for Christmas to somebody.
Yeah. And you can set it to have sounds for the sunset if you want, which I don't do. And then the noises for the alarm to wake up are all natural things. So mine is birds that literally sound like the birds in my house. The sparrows, it sounds exact. So I wake up to light, and if I don't, then I wake up to little birds going. Amazing.
Ideal. What a way to wake up.
Yeah. There's also
I really like that.
Sounds.
I think that's a very nice sleepy schedule. I think it's pretty impressive that you don't use your phone before bed, which seems to come very easily to you, but I think that's not the case for lots of people. Yeah. And
I don't know if it's because a big part of my job, I think so many people though now, their job is on screens, but I've actually, since I've always struggled with my own social media, to be honest, but now that I'm consistently doing it for someone else as well, I'm really bad at my own social media. I haven't posted hardly at all or anything, and just no interest because I'm doing it during the day. I just ugh. As soon as I get home, I'm phone off, as in away from me, and don't really care. But yeah, I know it's not the case for a lot of people.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I bet it makes you get better sleep. We'll get into that.
Better, yes. What about you?
So on my side, What is my bedtime routine? I think to go back all the way to like dinner, make dinner. I always make dinner with my partner when I can. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's time we spend together. Then we have dinner and then we'll maybe watch something. Although recently when we both get to the house, it's already quite late.
Yeah.
So we tend to just have dinner at the dinner table and then kind of go straight to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of been
I'm not
happening.
sure if that's very good for the body.
No, yeah. That's kind of been happening with us as well. My tea's just been delivered. Thank you, babes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's kind of happened with us as well. Like, even when I do get home like earlier, we've both been quite dead. And then like it is just kind of had dinner, watch something, go to bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
It's definitely what it's looking like for me these days. Anyway, so I think we try to get in bed now because actually what's interesting is my morning schedule has changed the past week because my partner started working and he leaves the house quite early. So he leaves the house 1 hour before me.
Oh, wow. A whole hour.
Yeah. So what we've done is, because he's, for the past year and a half, when he wasn't working and I was, he would always get up and have breakfast with me. And so I was like, I'm absolutely going to do the same, of course. So we get up not even that much earlier because I always, quite a while ago, I decided that I always wanted to get up with time for the morning, you know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually make us get up much earlier because he's super quick in the morning. He just has breakfast and leaves, basically. But I'll get to that in the morning routine.
My partner is the same with that, as in like I like to like have my time, and he doesn't even really like is that bothered about breakfast. He needs quite a while before he wants to eat. He'll get up and have a cup of tea, and then a few hours later he'll eat, whereas I'm like, I need to eat as soon as I wake up.
Yeah.
And whereas I'm like, I want to have time, he's like, no, I'd rather spend an extra 40 minutes in bed. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so basically, to give context, that was just to give context to the fact that now, a nighttime routine, we try and get into bed quite early. So we try and be in bed by around 10 p.m. It usually ends up being more like 10:30. And yeah, I'm not very good at not looking at my devices just before I go to sleep. Maybe just before I go to sleep, not so much. Like by the time I'm in bed, I try not to go on it. It's a lot worse if I'm alone. If I'm alone, then I do have more of a tendency to go on my phone for a bit. But that's definitely something I would like to not do. And then I do not listen to anything. I do not listen to a sleepy podcast. Although I did it once with you. And actually the other day I was on a very, 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 very long train ride. And by the end of the day, I was very tired. So I listened to a sleepy podcast to try and fall asleep on the train. And it worked. So I recommend.
Yeah, the one I listen to is Get Sleepy. They're great. They're fab. As in, there's other ones that I know are great, but Get Sleepy, the main guy is a British guy and his voice is just very nice. And they did like a thing around Halloween time of 3 months free of premium. And I have been indulging because then there's ads and like there's other longer stories. So yeah, I'm addicted now. Don't know what I'm going to do when January comes along. I have to give up the premium.
Just
I have to write to Revolut.
Yeah. Do you listen to them every night then?
Maybe not every night, but most nights, yeah. Luckily, my partner enjoys them as well. He actually,
right, close your ears.
Yeah, literally. He prefers piano music. So I'll say to him, like, do you want me to do, should we do sleep podcast or piano music? And he normally says he doesn't care, but sometimes he's like, piano. And I'm like, okay, it's fine.
I'll take it. I'll take the piano.
I'll take the piano, it's fine.
Just tell me a story about pianos first.
Yeah. They do like the sleepy history of insert whatever here. Like they've done wedding dresses, pumpkin carving. So pianos probably wouldn't even be that weird. Anyway.
You should look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my bedtime routine. It's pretty straightforward. I don't really have any rituals when I go to bed. My phone also does the thing where it turns on to like do not disturb mode, but I usually override it. I try not to.
That's funny.
But yeah, I would quite like to not use my device in the evening. So that's the sleep time, bedtime ritual. What about your morning routine?
A morning routine. So in an ideal world, my morning routine looks like I get up between, I hope you can't hear that, Knox has just started going crazy. He's like scratching the carpet and rolling and making a lot of noise. Anyway, I get up between 6 and 6:30, kind of depending on if I'm going into the office or not. So actually between 6 and 7, like if I'm not going in that day, I do, as my commute at the moment is an hour and a half. If I'm not going in, that's a lot of extra time. But I like to kind of start working like an hour before I would normally and then stop a lot earlier. So I will do like 7:30 to 3:30 or whatever, which I would never do in office because there's just no way I'm getting to the office for 7:30. So yeah, between 6 and 7. And I like to get up, wash my face, and like do stuff that I was actually thinking about this morning. I've been doing this since I was like 12. The wash the face and then the moisturizer and like all those things are like the first thing I do. Like for me, it's like a wake up. He's being so strange. What are you doing? Come here, man. Come and relax. What's your morning routine? Nox?
Check us out on YouTube to see the cutest dog in the world.
So yeah, I like wash my face, which like wakes me up, do my moisturizer, because if I am putting on makeup, then I like to give that enough time to like soak in. And then cup of tea, which is normally like some kind of herbal tea, while meditation, breakfast, and then like finish up to leave. Or if I'm staying and working from home, I walk Knox at that point, because he is actually the cuddliest dog and will stay under the covers cuddling my partner and not get up with me, especially if it's still dark outside. So he actually takes him a while to get out of bed. He's like, it's true. So that's the ideal. Sometimes, like this morning, it was a lot more rushed in getting up, and then I had like cereal for breakfast, which I don't like to do. I do normally try and have a much nicer like porridge, or I don't know, something a bit more quick cereal and out the door, because I was trying to get to work as early as possible so I come home earlier.
Aww.
For you guys.
Yeah.
And also it's just a weird day because we are moving tomorrow. So it would be a weird day. So like the ideal is that I have enough time to like sit and have my moment and have a cup of tea and have a bit of meditation. Like that's my ideal, even if it is 10 minutes. But that kind of, I normally get the train around, like to be in the office for 8:30, 9. So I have to get the train around 7:45 to do that. So I have to leave the house around 7:15.
And do you feel that the days that you do give yourself that time in the morning, do you feel that you go into your day different or not that much? Yeah,
I notice that I just feel a lot like less frantic with my thoughts and stuff, like just like taking on like in front of tasks and stuff, especially the days that I work from home and I also get to go for a walk with Knox. Like I walk to the station, but it's just different because you're not, when you're like rushing to get a train, it's just different to going on a walk with the dog.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different vibe. In both cases, at least I do get outside for a walk, I guess. But yeah, I find like even just when I've done the meditation, my walk to the station it takes me the same amount of time, but in my head, it's a lot more like I'm already, when I don't do it, I'm like already in work mode almost, even if I'm like, no, don't think about it. Yeah, I'm already like rushing ahead of myself, whereas I don't have that as much when I do the meditation.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think actually today, randomly, I don't often work from home, but today I worked from home because I had a dentist appointment this morning, my first ever dentist appointment since I live in Switzerland.
Oh my, and how was that?
In Switzerland. Very expensive, that's how that was.
Yeah, I imagine. Very expensive everywhere, never mind Switzerland.
And they didn't even do anything. It was very expensive for them to just tell me what I should do. Anyway.
Imagine how expensive it would have been if they had to do something.
Ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah. It was good news because I was worried that because I had toothache for the first time ever. We still don't really know what it was, but it might have something to do with wisdom teeth. Anyway, not the topic. Nothing emergency. So, and also I was having my new chair delivered.
That worked out nicely.
I know, yeah, really nicely. So I asked for the day to work from home and I did that. And I absolutely, I mean, this evening before we started recording, I probably should have gone and done some food shopping because we have absolutely no food in the house. And my partner can't do it because by the time he gets back, the shops are closed.
Yeah.
But
it's all on you now to be a housewife.
I know. I have to be a proper housewife.
You have to start being proper city people and start ordering your food to the house.
I thought about it, but then I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Anyway,
Depends
it might come.
How much of a big shop? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
Yeah. But also I'm a little bit ill. So I think that plays a big role, but I can definitely feel that yesterday, for example, I was already feeling a bit meh, but because I had to leave the office and walk, to the metro and get the metro, and I was outside, I know that if I had done the same thing today, I would have gone shopping, and it's a lot more energizing, and working from home is nice simply because you can wear comfy clothes and you don't have to commute and you're more comfortable and you can make yourself a tea.
Yeah.
But I think it does impact how motivated I am kind of in general, you know? It's a bit of an energy sap when I don't leave the house.
Yeah. I think also it can be a bit like how good you are with focus. Like even like me, who I've been working from home for a long time, I feel myself being so much more focused when I go in versus when I stay at home.
Yeah, I definitely felt that.
Yeah. Anyway, yes.
So thank you for your morning routine. I shall now proceed to give you my own, which is actually very similar. And it's a bit new since a week and a bit. And it's actually really, really cool now. So because we get to bed earlier, because my partner needs to leave anyway, I still do manage to get a good night's sleep. And the alarm goes off at 5:45 and he gets up on the first alarm because he's a superhero and I do not. And while he gets ready, I just kind of roll around in bed, waking up. And then by the time he's like dressed, we go and have breakfast together, and I just stay in my pajamas and my
cozy
dressing gown. It's such a luxury. This is something I've never been able to do.
Yeah.
And then we have breakfast, and then he leaves, and now I've been able to have time to meditate while I finish my tea that I've started drinking during breakfast, and journal, which I love. Yeah. So I've been journaling every day.
Nice. Very nice.
I think it's making a big difference. And again, like even just taking that time to meditate in the morning or just not be in a rush is something that made a big, big difference when I realized sometime mid-year this year. I realized that it made a big, big difference into how I feel when I get to the office, how I feel during my commute. Like you say, I can really relate to that. And just how I kind of start my day in general. So so that's my morning routine now. So
Yes, very nice.
Morning and nighttime routines of successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we have, I think it's been a long time, at least for my morning routine, to like get to where I am with it. As in,
absolutely, yeah.
Because it's an effort to get up that extra bit early and all these things.
Absolutely,
I can relate to your partner with getting up on the first alarm, because if I don't, I struggle so much. In my relationship, it's the other way around. So my partner will stay in bed like for 5 alarms, and I will be up in the first one, because if not, I will just join him. If I don't get up on the first one, I'm out. That's it. I'm curling back in to my dog and my boyfriend, and I'm just like, that's it. Staying here now.
Yeah.
So I think one of the two people have to get out of bed, or it just wouldn't.
Yeah, actually, this is what's so nice now about, I feel so much better getting up now when I know I'm getting up because I want to spend the time with my partner rather than getting up because I need to be at work at a certain time, you know? It just goes to show how much you stress about what you're going to do, or how much that impacts just simply being able to get out of bed, because it just feels like, oh, today I'm tired. But it's not. It's not just that. Maybe you are tired, but it's also a lot about how you feel about the day ahead. Yeah, like we all can relate to when we're going on a ski trip or going to catch a plane. We're so much more motivated to get out of bed, and we feel less tired.
That'll be me tomorrow, and when I have to get up to move, I'll be like,
so exciting.
Yeah.
Are you going to make a video? Everybody go watch the video. Yeah, you have to now.
I will. I have to now, yeah. I'll do one, and I can do it as a collab with We Will Manage.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. So there we go. These are our morning and bedtime routines. And what I've done is I've done a little bit of research, because this is what we do. This is what we found works for us. But I wanted to give some objective, useful information to our listeners. So we're going to go through some things that helps, first of all, getting a better sleep at night, if that's something you struggle with, or even if it's not something you struggle with and you just want to see if you can do any better. And also something I went into on top of that was how to help you wake up in the morning. Because I think that's something lots of people struggle with.
Lots of people struggle with. And there's not as much of a focus on it, I feel like.
Absolutely.
You think of it more about how to get a good night's sleep when you think about the going to bed, not the waking up. It's not something that's like as talked about, I feel like.
For sure, yeah. So if we start talking about how to get a better sleep at night, there are different things that we can do. So one of them is trying to stick to a sleep schedule. So that's not only during the weekdays. Your body doesn't know that it's a weekend. So if you can try and keep it more or less on the weekend to what you do during the week, not necessarily to get up at 5 a.m., but if you can try and avoid staying up until the time that you're usually going to bed. No, hang on. Yeah. Staying up until the time that you're usually waking up and then sleeping. It's just not very good for your body, and it struggles in terms of hormone regulation and everything.
And all those things, yeah.
So that's.
I seem to remember when I read I said it again, the Why We Sleep book, that it was something, I can't remember which way around it was, but our body, it was more important for one of the things to be always the same. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been going to bed. That like if you go to bed always at the same time, it just helps your body get into sleep mode, even if you wake up at like different times. But that like the going to bed, if that's like around the same time or something like that, like it really helps.
That's interesting.
I think, yeah.
It's brilliant because it means we can have lie-ins on weekends and get great night's sleep. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So so that's to stabilize your body's internal clock, which is very interesting and lots of science behind it, but we're not going to go into that because we would be talking for hours. Another big one is trying to limit time in bed awake. So once you're in bed, either go to sleep. And I'm going to say it because it's on all of the research places, but using your bedroom and your bed only for intimacy with your partner or sleep.
She said it, guys.
Both are accepted, okay?
You're allowed to do phone. Both. Yeah, this is actually something I literally said to my partner yesterday.
We're not allowed.
I'm going to use that on him. No, that I'm really excited about the move because where we are at the moment, as it's not our house and the person that we live with is older and spends a lot of time in the living room, and when she's in the living room what she wants is on the TV, which fair enough, it's her house. But it means that when we want to watch something, we either do it sat in not very comfortable chairs in our office or in bed. So we obviously go to bed. And I was saying to him that I can't wait to like be able to hang out in a living room and then go
I thought
to
that
bed.
Was going in a totally different direction.
I thought you probably did.
And I would say most of our listeners thought that too. So
well, you know, this not what this podcast is about, but yeah, other things as well. But yeah, to be able to have the bedroom not be like literally the place where we are when we're not working, which is at the moment, you know, it's like we have an office and a bedroom and then obviously kitchen and stuff, but like it's very like, so I'm excited to have like other areas to live in.
Yeah.
I'm just going to open
I can absolutely relate to that because when my partner and I were living for a couple months in a flat share, it was the same. So we just had a bedroom and a kitchen.
Yeah.
And like you say, not having like a living area that isn't your bed is just, it's a bit confusing for the body and not great.
No.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, and it's like funny to think about because when you grow up, as in like when you're a kid, normally you have in your little tiny room, you'll have a bedroom, as in like a mix of bedroom where you hang out and where you study. It's all in the same room. And as you grow up, you just like more and more want to be like, no,
separate
bedroom for bed. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny. So limiting your time in bed to the things that beds are for, and ideally not spending too much time in bed awake. So even if that means you've closed your eyes, you're trying to get to sleep and you just can't, if after 20 minutes you haven't been able to get to sleep, or maybe 30, it's better to get up and do something, have a walk around the house, get yourself a glass of water, and then go back to bed. Otherwise, you...
like reset your body.
Exactly. So, it's best to get up, do something relaxing in a low-light other room, and when you start to feel sleepy, then go to bed and go to sleep. And that means your body will relate bed with sleep. And also something that kind of comes down to that, which is a bit further down on my list, but I think it's pretty relevant now, is something to really avoid is clock watching. And if I've ever had problems getting to sleep, this is definitely something that I struggle with a lot.
It's so hard to not do. It's so hard to not be like, look at the clock and be like, oh, now I only have 7 hours before I have to wake up. It's so hard not to do, but it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not productive at all. It's not going to help you get to sleep. It's not worth anything knowing because there's nothing you can do about it. So just try not to. So that's for when it comes to actually going to bed. And now some pre-bed habits that are good is to ideally disconnect from screens. Research says about an hour before bed. which I'm sure is the
have seen
case,
that.
but it's really hard.
Really hard. Yeah. I think it depends like how much time you've had to yourself that day. Because I feel like it's something that like scrolling or like, you know, messaging or whatever, it's something that you don't do while you're working on if you're doing hobbies or whatever. So how much time have you had to like do nothing? And if that's an hour before bed that you've got, then that's when you're going to do it. But it's when you're not supposed to. It's hard. Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the answer there is try and find something that's like, because what you're looking for is to kind of turn your brain off before going to sleep. And so try and find something else to do rather than scrolling or watching a series or something. Maybe take up knitting or or reading. Reading is a really good one.
Yeah, reading is great. A great one.
And obviously nobody's perfect, so implement as many of these as you can and want.
Yeah. And if you want some recommendations on books, I'd be happy to give some recommendations, because I also know, even as someone who really likes reading, when it's not like a really good book, it just doesn't, you don't even think about it. Whereas when it's a good book, it's like when you're watching a good series and you just want to get back into it to know what happens. Yeah, like it's just so easy. So yeah, I think that makes a big difference. Like especially if you're not a reader, to find really good books.
Give us some recommendations.
Yeah,
give us some recommendations.
Well, the last one I read, which was amazing. Yeah,
give us your top three.
Top three. This one is just because it's not the one I'm reading at the moment, the one before that I loved and was one called The Night Swimmers.
Okay.
Really good. I think you'd like it. It's set in Ireland. Really, really, really good. I actually lent it to my mum because I took it with me to finish it when I went to see her. So I'll get her to bring it over because she's probably already finished it because she devoured it in the week I was there. I'll get her to bring it for Christmas and then I can give it to you when I see you after Christmas.
Brilliant. I can read it read it in Norway.
That one's really good. Then another one that I absolutely loved, which was really, really good. I read it a couple of years ago now, called Mad Honey. I think I gave it to you.
Yeah, I read
that one's really good because it's just, again, really it's one of those that it's really easy reading. It's not got it's not a lot of words per page because that can feel really like dense, and it's quite like just normal English language. It's not got really like big words, so you do just like, and the story is really captivating. And then a third one, I feel like recently I've been getting quite lucky with books, and all the ones I've been reading I've been really enjoying. But like another one that's good, City of the Beast by Isabel Allende.
Yeah,
that just so good. That one's a bit more magical. The other two are not magical at all. That one's a little bit of fantasy in it. So good.
Thank you.
Universe building is. So yeah, those three I think are books that anyone could really like get into, even if you're not a reader. And yeah, I think that's just the number one most important thing.
Nice. Thank you for that. I will look forward to reading that book because the other two I have already read upon your recommendations. Because I'm not a very good reader, so going into a book without being sure whether I'm going to like it is not something I would be likely to do.
Yeah. The last one I gave you was also a really good book. The one of...
Oh, yes.
What was it called? In some series I was watching, somebody was reading it and I was like, oh!
The one that they turned into a series afterwards. I mean, a film.
A film, yeah. Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yes. Oh, that one I highly recommend. That was really good.
Yeah, that one is very good. That one I feel like is slower start, but then once you get into it, then it's really like, need to know.
Where was I? So we're disconnecting from screens an hour before bed if we can. Generally building a relaxing bedtime routine, which seems obvious, but I think simply doing things like turning lights down, putting on softer lights, that makes a big difference to me in how my body then starts to turn off, I guess.
100%.
So I think that's something that's really an easy way to help you then get to sleep.
Yeah, I think also just routines. We're such like routine creatures that if you always put on a certain kind of playlist or something like that, you know, just little things like that your body goes being like, oh, that means that we're getting ready to wind down, or that you always have a nighttime tea, or I don't know, you do something that to go sending your body signals.
Gives it the indication.
Yeah.
Things to do are to avoid large meals, caffeine, obviously, and alcohol close to bedtime. These can impact your sleep quality.
We did talk about that in last week's episode, but yeah.
Something that's good is to make your sleep environment cool. Fun fact, in case you didn't know this, lots of families in Scandinavia, in very cold countries, have this thing where they leave their babies to nap in the cold, like actual cold. Like they wrap them up all warm, but their face and their breathing is cold air. And apparently this is really good for the body. So some people, what they do is they open the windows of the bedroom before going to bed. And then when they go to bed, they close them so as not to freeze. But I guess it's, you know, nice big airflow and maybe helps regulate your body temperature a bit. But obviously not feel cold, just to have the area be cool.
I know that as a fact, but more than noticing it when it's cool, I notice when it's hot how impossible it is to sleep.
That's true.
It's just like summers in Spain, if you haven't got aircon, even with the fan on you, you just can't sleep. I don't know what it is about it. And you'd think that like heat makes you drowsy and floppy, so you'd think it would make you, but it doesn't. It's horrible. So yeah, 100%. It's amazing how much temperature does matter.
Yep. Yes, I think lots of people can probably understand it like that. When you think about trying to get to sleep when it's too hot, it's just impossible. And I mean, same goes for being too cold. But the thing is, with being in a cool area, you can then have a really nice, cozy, comfy blanket, you know, which will keep you warm, but have the air you're breathing, for example, be cool. Something to do is to try and avoid late naps. So this is something that happens a lot with people that are a bit older, that have a tendency to fall in slump, or normal our age. Falling asleep in front of the TV, for example, is a terrible thing to do because you have a hormone that builds up throughout the day. Snack is here.
I'm going to let my dog in.
Hello.
Hi, Adrian.
He says,
Sit off there.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
It's like a little pizza.
Oh, yeah. Elaborate snack, indeed.
I know. He bought it. So what was I
Still.
saying? Yeah, so
How about temperature? No.
the thing with falling asleep in front of the TV. So basically your body throughout the day builds up. There's a specific hormone that your body builds up throughout the day that when it's high, that's what makes you drowsy, what makes you want to go to bed or what makes you sleepy. And the thing is, as soon as you fall asleep, this peaks down. It goes down a lot as soon as you fall asleep, which means that if you fall asleep in front of the TV and then go to bed, get up and go to bed an hour later or half an hour later, you don't have as much of that hormone. So it's right back down. So it means that it can be a lot more difficult to fall asleep once you actually want to go to sleep in bed. So it's best to avoid falling asleep in front of the TV or just late naps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then exercise. Exercise is a very good one.
Yeah.
To make you sleepy.
The falling asleep in front of the TV has made me think this morning on my way into work on the train. It's too hot.
It's too hard.
On my way into work, I was sat on the train in a 4 seater, and someone diagonally to me kept like nodding off, and she did nod off like completely, and she was like this, had like chin to chest, and she drooled. And what woke her up, and she looked, bless her. I felt so sorry for her because she was like quite young, as in maybe like our age, really pretty, really like immaculate makeup, immaculate hair, and I could just tell she was. I think I was the only person who noticed, and I very quickly like looked at my phone, like pretending I hadn't noticed. But I felt so bad. And she was like, and then obviously like as she'd been like head down, she had to like check on her clothes. I felt so bad. I don't know why it came to mind when you said falling in front of the TV.
Oh, poor thing.
Nobody
cares.
Nobody cares. Like everybody probably felt the same way on that train. It's fine.
Yeah. So exercise is a brilliant thing to help you get to sleep at night. So if you can get a little bit of exercise during your day, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then, so that's all kind of practical things that you could do to have a good night's sleep. And then when it comes to mindset and stress, something to do is manage your worries before bed. So for example, writing down what's on your mind or practicing meditation. Yeah. This can not only help you get to sleep better, but also get a better sleep.
Yeah.
So have a deeper sleep.
Deeper. Yeah.
So that's something to try and do. I think writing them down is a really good one. And if not, then just having some kind of relaxation technique to try and empty your mind, not have that thing that's going on and around while you go to sleep, because that will impact not only how long it takes you to get to sleep, but your sleep quality.
Yeah, especially because I think lots of times you're thinking things, as in thinking about things, and then your mind goes to, I better not forget that, or like you start kind of almost making a to-do list for the next day. So if you write it down, it's like giving your mind permission to let it go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then the last one, which is something that we've mentioned a lot, is recognizing that rest is productivity too. So rest is really, really important for you to then be as productive as possible in your day-to-day. So something we said last week, which I really liked, was instead of seeing sleep as the last thing you do in the day, it's great to see it as, how can I set myself up the best for my next day? So getting a good night's sleep is the best thing you can do for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it just helps so much to reframe it that way, of like, of setting yourself up for success the next day rather than just seeing it as the end of the day. I think, it just changes your, like how you're framing it in your mind. So you take it more seriously, I think. Yeah, I really like that as well.
Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, we've mentioned nighttime, was it bedtime revenge? Something like that, which is where you push back your bedtime. Yeah, you delay your bedtime simply because you feel like you haven't had enough control on your time throughout the day. So you're like, ugh, if I go to sleep now, then I just have to get up and do it all again. And I don't want that. So you delay this. Something that I've realized. So the other day, I mentioned that I now get up a lot earlier. So I have a whole hour to myself in the morning. And the other day I thought, what if I just went to work earlier and then I could finish earlier and then I have more time in the evening? But what I realized, which I realized because I was journaling, what I realized was something that I often complain about is that at the end of my day, which is when I have time for myself, I have no energy left because I've used all of my energy for work. So having that hour in the morning, it's time for me where I'm not already tired of my day, from my day even. And I have all of my, neurons working because they've just gotten a really good night's sleep. And it's precious time. Like, it's not something that I should throw away per se by being like, okay, now I can just get to the office earlier to finish earlier. Because just for, being creative or journaling or meditating or anything like that, it's so much more of a pleasure at the beginning of my day when I'm fresh and my brain is full of energy.
Absolutely.
So and obviously that also kind of offsets the bedtime routine, bedtime revenge, whatever. Because if I go to bed thinking I have an hour in the morning, it feels like I have a lot more control, and it's not like saying goodbye to my day and the next day immediately being work again.
Yeah. And it's almost like by the time you get to work, you feel like you've already accomplished stuff. I used to feel this a lot at university because we had class in the afternoon. So it was like the mornings were for, studying and for doing this and that, and then working out and doing everything you wanted to do. And then very often we'd finish university at like 9 o'clock at night. So it was like university was the last thing you did in the day rather than the first thing. It was like reversed.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And then sometimes here I'm going into work at 12, so 12 to 8 instead of 9 to 5. So it's those like a big chunk in the morning where it's for stuff I want to do. And it's really cool.
So
it
cool.
is like, because you feel like you've done your life and now you do work. And when you get back from work, you can just relax. It's like a different way of doing it. It's absolutely cool.
It's so cool. Like really random fantasy I used to have when I was a kid, which I don't think I've really ever spoken about. I may be to you probably because, but in general, it's a really weird fantasy that I would like mention and nobody would ever understand. Is like, I would always say I would love for school, and now in this case work, just be something I do in the day, which means I didn't like the fact that my whole day, like I would get up in the morning to go to school and then everything else would revolve around, getting things done so that I can get to sleep to then get up again and go do school, So having time in the morning, like I'd fantasize about the morning being for other stuff. And then at a certain time, I would then arrive at school. So like 11 a.m., Yeah. And I don't know why this was such a specific fantasy of mine. I must have be preempting my future time anxiety.
It's kind of like what we talked about in the relocating episode about also in films. They make it do feel like there's a whole life that happens. You can go to breakfast with your friends and then this happens and then people go to work. And it's like, I think it's something that we see in films and series growing up. And you kind of have this, even in like the States, I feel like they all do so much before, like they go swimming before school, and they do like, because they're getting up at like 5 and then not starting school till like 9, they're doing all these crazy things before starting class. And we think, oh, but it's just, not always the reality.
Yeah. So what I do now is a small version of living my own dreams.
I like that. My dream was riding to school.
Oh,
I used to dream that there was a stable at school that I could ride to school and leave my horse or pony at school in a stable. I know, right? That was my like little dream. That like that's what I would think about when I was trying to get to sleep. I'd be like, imagine if there was a stable at school.
Oh, I never knew that. That's so sweet.
It's the same kind of thing, because it's doing something you love before school.
Yeah.
It would be riding to school. So it's like you're already getting to ride, and then you can ride home, and then you're doing so much more than just going to school.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna quick fire the ones that help us get up in the morning. Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Avoid the snooze button. Expose yourself to bright light. So, for example, your alarm clock.
Yeah.
Place your alarm and phone out of reach so that you have to get up to go get it.
Problem with that is you have to get up to put it away before you get in bed, when you're already cuddly in bed.
Well, no, because you just set it up before you stop touching it.
Before you go into bed. It's true.
And then you can't pick it up. It must.
I'm like, can you go put my phone on charge over there, please?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
But yeah,
I guess that's a good tip for both.
Yeah.
Having your phone out of reach.
Yeah.
A good one is to have a morning trigger that you look forward to. So that could just be having a healthy breakfast, or having a cup of tea, or something that you enjoy doing in the morning that will help you get out of bed. A good one is drink water as soon as you're up or as soon as you're awake. Because even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, which makes it feel harder to get out of bed. This was one I didn't know. So
and you always wake up dehydrated.
Yep.
Interesting.
Stretching and moving within the first minutes. This isn't something I do, but that would be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Not like full-on workout, but doing a bit of a stretch.
In your pajamas, just do a little quick.
Gets your blood moving.
Try to touch your toes or something. Wouldn't it be a bad one? Yeah. Okay.
And it's physiological, so it gets your blood moving, so it helps you feel a bit more awake.
Oh, that would be a good one, actually. If you are someone who likes to dance, you could have a song like ready on your phone. Exactly. So then you're getting two in a oneer, because then you're like, it's something you enjoy doing. You're waking up on a good note. You're having a little dance and you're moving.
I love it.
We should set up as a challenge for us to see how if it makes any difference.
I'm going to try that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my partner dance with me. Or I'll get him to put the music on when he wants me out of bed, and then I have to get up and dance to it.
The thing is deciding the song. We'll have to decide a song. But yeah, carry on.
One good thing is to avoid jumping into screens right away. Not necessarily because it's a screen, but because it can be an immediate feeder of stress. Because maybe you'll see a notification from work, or go on social media and see negativity or bad news, or trying to not start your day in negativity and stress is ideal.
Yeah. So one good thing about putting airplane mode on versus sleep, because it means that even if you rather than sleep mode, because it means that even if you accidentally look at your phone because it's a habit and you can't help it, there's nothing there. And then by the time you have to actually turn airplane mode off and then wait for the notifications to come through. So it's a lot more active versus just passively looking at your phone and the notifications are there, or it says at the bottom 12 notifications while you were in sleep mode, and it's just like, what are the it's like so much easier to just be like, let's see, versus there's nothing there because it's airplane mode, and then you have to actually put down, take it off, wait for them to come out. So it's like more of a thing, which is why I prefer it to sleep mode.
That's a really good point. I'm going to start doing that instead.
Yeah, I have sleep mode comes on automatically, but then before I actually go to sleep, I'll put airplane mode on.
Nice. I'm going to try that. Yeah. I think that's a good one. So there we go. These are all the things that can get you up in the morning a bit easier. Yeah.
Something that I find makes my morning easier. Not so much getting out of bed, but just in general, with the not starting off stressed, is I like to, and my partner finds this hilarious because I do take it to a bit of an extreme. I like to minimize any decisions in the morning. So I will set out my outfit, for example, that I'm going to wear the next day. I will prep my breakfast as much as I can. So this is where it gets a bit ridiculous and he laughs at me. So if I'm making, for example, porridge, I will put the porridge, my chia seeds. I like to have it with peanut butter. So I'll put everything in the pan. So in the morning, all I have to do is put the pan on the stove and add the water and milk.
I love it.
I will pack my my like bag that I take to work. Like, so in the morning, I like can like wake up without having to like immediately start thinking, if that makes sense. I can kind of go through the motions a bit. I'll leave my whatever herbal tea I'm having in the mug so that all I have to do is pour in the boiling water. Like, I literally leave it all, if I can, prepared, and he finds this hilarious. Like 10 minutes before going to bed, I'm like, I'm just gonna go prepare my breakfast, and he's like, you're ridiculous. But I just find it that I can, the next morning it's like, one, I feel like I've got more time because I'm not doing all these things, even though it literally would take 5 minutes. Like, it's not something that takes a long time. And then I can feel like I can just wake up and be a bit more like robotic. Like, I can just get up, my clothes are there, I just put them on, I wash my face, go down, put my boiling water in, sit down, and I haven't had to like think. I haven't had to like wake my mind up yet, you know. So that helps.
No, I really like it. I think also knowing that it's all done, not only does it mean that you don't have to think, but it also means that you know, like, there's not going to be any bad surprises, you know. So in the morning you're like, okay, I need to make breakfast, and you can be a bit stressed because like maybe you're overcompensating the time that you would need in case there's any holdbacks or something like that. Or that might just be crazy people like me. But knowing that everything is ready.
Too. Yeah.
I think
100%. So I guess that would also be part of my nighttime routine, actually. It's something I can definitely feel like my body knows that it's getting ready for bed because I'm getting ready for the next day. So funny.
It's brilliant.
But yeah. I've been doing that since I was tiny, like getting out my outfit for the next day is something I've done always, and now I just
putting the right books in your bag.
Yep, literally. I'll look at my timetable, and I don't know what it's like. Yeah, maybe it is because like you, I'm a little bit just not crazy. Let's not use the word crazy, but can overthink things. So like knowing it's all ready, it's just like you say, like in the morning, I just feel like when I wake up, I can wake up knowing everything's in order. So like I'm just like much more relaxed into my day. I'm not meditating thinking, what if there's no milk left?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
So our takeaways are: get your breakfast ready at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Keep your bed for anything that beds are for, and read some books.
I feel like this
Thank you
is
very
also
much for
the
listening.
intro. Thank you very much for listening, guys.
I hope you enjoyed this kind of funky, chill episode.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting, and it's something I like to hear about other people. I find it really interesting how people do normal life stuff.
100%.
Because we've all just kind of figured it out.
And you do what suits you, and you think that's normal. And then you hear someone else's that's completely different, and you're like, you do what? Why? Where did that come from? I think it's great.
Let us know if there are any interesting quirks about your morning or bedtime routines. We'd love to hear them. We could maybe do a little short episode reading them all out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Find us on We Will Manage Podcast on all social medias.
On all social medias, everywhere. Come and watch us on YouTube if you want.
Yeah.
And send us any messages at Gmail. And we'll see you next week for Dreams.
So exciting.
It's a very exciting one, guys. I'm so excited.
See you there.